we go. Hi. Just gonna give a couple seconds for people to join. So I think everybody needs to hear this. Hi Amanda, hi there. Hi Marika, I missed a couple people. Hi Jamie. Thanks for the hearts, guys. How are you all today? Hi Lena. It is so beautiful out. I'm just sitting in my car at Starbucks like a weirdo. Raining, boo. We're getting that on the weekend though, so that's okay. Hi Jill, you snuck in. Okay, I didn't see you join. Nice to see you all. Can you hear me okay, or do I need to speak louder? Good? Awesome. Okay, so let me tell you about the worst show ever. You guys know, hi Candace, you guys know that yesterday I was preparing for an event. Showed you my little office setup, all my samples, my possibility packets. Showed you how I had everything packed up. I posted a picture of my setup on my team page today. You guys know I was ready. So it started out like this. Traffic was terrible, like awful. The show started at 10 and I think I got to the building at about 10 to 10. So I had to lug all of my stuff in one trip and set up like really super quick. Before I was even finished setting up my table, somebody came over and asked me if I could move because the scent was bothering them. I can't even keep a straight face because I know that you guys probably think it's ridiculous that I'm complaining, because I'm not actually complaining. These things did actually happen. Somebody actually, after like 5 minutes of me having a diffuser on with 100% natural oil, asked me to turn it off. So what did I do? Put on my Scentsy smile. Said, of course, I can still sell Scentsy without warming or diffusing anything. And I did. The show was quiet. There was hardly any foot traffic today. It's the second time that I've been at this location, and it's in like just a spare kind of room in a government office building, and so the people who work upstairs will come down on their breaks or their lunch throughout the day and shop. There was a different group of vendors there today than the last time. There were less vendors and there was far less foot traffic. So to some, including the people working right across from me, it was the worst show ever. The lady actually said that to me, and it kind of took me by surprise because I didn't think it was that bad. I still got to talk to lots of people, was just really friendly and outgoing. I sold some product. I sold more than enough to cover my costs, which is always my goal. I got contact information from a few people. I wrote down notes. A couple of them were looking for bars that will be back on July 1st, so I have people to follow up with. People were actually asking if I do parties. So tell me again why this was the worst show ever. You know, less people walked through than maybe I expected, but that didn't change my attitude. It didn't change how I worked my business or my show. I still was friendly. Exactly. I smiled at everybody, even if they didn't want to smile back, even if they are allergic to scents. I was friendly to everyone and still worked it. Exactly. And like, I didn't sell $1,000 of product or anything, but I feel like I met some really nice people. And I have some really good contacts to follow up with. Some actually live closer to me than to the event, so it's perfect. I have new local customers. So it surprised me, and I kind of smiled to myself at the end when the lady across from me said, that was the worst show ever. And I just thought, like, what if she had smiled at people during the day, or complimented them on something they were wearing, or just started a little conversation? What if she had gone into it without expectations of how much she was going to sell? And yeah, what if she had smiled? Because really that makes all the difference. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I easily could have let the traffic, the being told to turn off my scents, and the lack of people in the room turned me off. I could have just sat there with my arms crossed, but I didn't. I stood up, I smiled at everybody, I struck up conversations whenever I could, got contact information, and I think the show was a success, no matter what that lady said about it being the worst show ever. So I want to know, have you guys ever had like the worst party ever, or the worst show ever, or the worst anything ever? And how did you kind of turn it around? No one? I'm the only one who has flop parties? Yeah, I bet you did, Jill. It also made me really thankful that we have such an awesome company and an awesome product to share with people. Yeah, smile. Smile at people. I think a lot of the people at vendor events, hey Amanda, have a ton of stock too, which would be stressful. If it was me, I would probably be cranky because they had obviously invested hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in their stock of products that they were selling. And if you don't sell very much, then yeah, it's brutal. But because we don't need to run our business that way, we don't need to keep garage fulls of product. You can just make a simple display with what you have, and it's like a magnetic product. People are drawn to it. And I was sharing, I gave away almost all my samples. I had about close to 100 samples probably, and I gave almost all of them away. And I had blue raspberry ice, so I was giving it to people, and after letting them smell it and kind of think, what is that? I showed them a picture of the popsicles, the blue and white and red popsicles. Oh yeah! And then the same thing with the strawberry swirl samples. I actually had, okay, if we're Facebook friends, you know that I posted last week, who remembers these candies? Because this is exactly what strawberry swirl smells like. And they would go, oh yeah, those are so good. And just moments like that make people connect emotionally with the product and with you. So that was really fun. Even if they didn't buy anything, even if they just kept walking, it was so much fun to see people's reactions and their faces light up when they smelled something that they loved. There was one girl who said, you know, I like really soft smells, like ocean air and laundry. So I showed her some that fit that description. She said, no, they're too strong. So I kind of put my testers away, and then she said, but I love gardenias. And so I showed her the Lush gardenia scent, and her face totally lit up. And I had to almost fight her to get the tester back. She loved it. So it just showed that it was all in the attitude. The people across from me were angry and grumpy, and it was the worst show ever. But by just smiling and making the best of it and being grateful for the fact that this is what I get to do for my job, made all the difference. So hopefully that made sense. Was a little bit interesting. I should go pick up my kids now though. They're at the babysitter still. But I just thought I'd take a quick minute to share with you guys how the show went. And thanks for the hearts. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.